All right, guys, looking here at this dot plot, this is the dot plot of the height of all 22 students in Mrs. Danny's preschool class. They're shown below. So the first thing that the question's asking us is, this is just based off of a single dot plot. We're going to get into comparing dot plots in a moment, but just looking at the single one, it's asking us about the data is distributed. On your notes that I gave y'all online, it gives you 3 different options for how data is distributed. We have symmetric, skewed right, and skewed left, as you can see on your screen right now. Symmetric, it would be if I folded it in half, both sides would match up perfectly. You're going to notice on skewed right and skewed left, when you're looking at them, they're on the opposite sides of what you're thinking of. So when you're looking at the dot plot and you're saying this one's skewed right, all the information is to the left. Same for skewed left, all the information's on the left, on the right. So it's the opposite. But looking at this data here, you have to ask yourself, is all of it forced to one side? Or if I folded this data set in half, would it line up? And if I folded this data set in half, it would line up, making this symmetric. So then it asks me what the median is. If you watch that video where you reviewed mean, median, mode, and range, median is the middle. So I want to know my middle dot. In order to do that, I need to take one away from each side until I reach the middle. So I'd be like, if I took one away, now I'm one step closer. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do the other side because I want to find the true middle. And I deeply apologize if you can hear my dog in the background. She's 100% fine. She just isn't getting attention at the moment. So then I find my middle dot, and I find that the median would be 36 inches. If I was to have 2 dots at the middle that weren't the same number, I would have to find the average between them. I'd add them up, divide it by 2. My mode is my most. So which one appears the most? Well, which area has the most dots? The tallest tower? Again, that's at 36 because this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots in it, and the most any other column has is 4. You can have more than one mode, but you can only have one median. And the range is the difference between the high and the low. So looking for my highest dot over here at 40, looking at my lowest dot there at 42. The difference means to subtract. Sure does. So I'd find that my range is 8 inches. So we did it with one data set, but we're going to talk about comparing dot plots because that is the main focus of what this week is about. So I have 2 dot plots here. I have the number of TVs per household for Mrs. Jameson's class and the number of TVs in Mrs. Zimmerman's class is shown below. So those are my 2 dot plots. If I'm looking at Mrs. Jameson's class and I wanted to classify it as where it was, what kind of data relationships, symmetric, skewed right, or skewed left. Well, looking at Miss Jameson's class, so this first one, all of the data is kind of more focused over here on the left side of the graph, which I would call that then skewed right. So that's not the question it's asking us, but it's asking us to compare the dot plots. So it says the first question, the range of number of TVs in the household of Miss Jameson's class is less than the range of the number of TVs per household in Miss Zimmerman's class. Well, I need to know the ranges in order to do that. The range is the difference from the high and the low. Looking at Miss Jameson's class, I look where the last dot is. I can't count 7 as the high because there's not a dot there. So that's not included in my data set. 6 is the highest number with a dot at it. 0 is the lowest number with a dot at it. And 6 minus 0 would make a range of 6. I'm going to do the same thing over here for Mr. Zimmerman's. I'm going to look for the highest number, still with dots at it, that'd be 7. The lowest number with dots at it, that'd be 0, and 7 minus 0 is 7. So just because it's included on the number line, it doesn't mean anything to the data set if there's not a dot there. So I have a range of 6 for Miss Jameson, a range of 7 for Mr. Zimmerman, and it says the range for Miss Jameson, 6, is less than the range for Mr. Zimmerman, 7. And that is, in fact, true because 6 is less than 7. The median of number of TV per household is equal to in both Miss Jamison's class and Mr. Zimmerman's. So I'm going to need to find the median for both data sets. So starting with my first one, I'm going to take one dot away from both sides until I reach my middle number. Sorry if my lines aren't great. I'm doing the best I can today, guys. So my median for Mrs. Jamison, because median means middle, is 2. My median for Mr. Zimmerman looks like it's going to be 3. Well, 2 and 3, are they equal? Because it says it's equal. No, they are not. So that would be false. False, false, false. And lastly, it says the mode for the number of TVs per household in Mr. Jamison's and Mr. Zimmerman's class is 3. Well, the 3 on Mr. Zimmerman is the tallest tower, so that one is the mode. But looking over here at the 3, I have another column that has more dots in it. So that one can't be my mode because to be a mode, you have to be the most. You have to have the most data there. So that one would be false as well. When you're doing your assignment and your assessment this round, guys, you're going to be comparing dot plots. There's going to be 4 questions over it. Please make sure that you read them carefully. Please email me if you need any help or reach out during office hours between 1 and 2. Bye, y'all.